Alright guys, it's Sadie. And I did this picture before, this painting of David, and it's really difficult to get. I made his face too narrow. Let me see if I can find the painting. You can look at, I got this thing that I had from years ago, and I'll show you what the problem is. Sorry, I'm not. Um, where is it? Okay, so, oh, I just made my computer fall. Okay, so I made his face too narrow there, and he almost like looks like he's Chinese or something. So what I need to do is the more this one stays around, even though I could say maybe it's a younger picture of David. Yeah, I mean, I agree, it goes down way too much. And the other problem that I'm going to have is you can see this as a rectangle. And he has cropped this and zoomed it in. And he wants it to look exactly like this. So when I drew this part, I didn't take that into consideration. But if you have all this space up here, it makes him look different. Because usually portraits are more on a big square thing, but they also have more going on in them, like some kind of, like they're sitting on a chair or a window. So to do a portrait on this small thing is difficult. And now I'm coming up with another problem that I need to make this into a square. So if I cut this, I'd hate to do this, but I think that it would make him, I want to make him happy with his picture. So I had like on this phone, I'm sorry, I don't know what kind of phone this is, but it had something called color correction. And I have that on all the time, and this dark theme. So I have color correction and a dark theme on this phone. The other problem is this light. You can't tell on that light, but that light is the one I always use, and it has, sorry, I'm moving the camera around so much. It has like a bright blue and white setting, and it has like a red setting. So here's all my issues. I'm painting, I got a new light in here, but the problem is I like that amber light. So I'm painting it in my room that has, it doesn't look like that, but hold on, I just messed up I'm trying to watch this. This is okay, so, okay, I'll summarize everything real quick. Um, yeah, the eyes, so I'm watching this portrait, landscape portrait of the year, and a lot of times they'll start with the eyes. I didn't start with the eyes, and I didn't get his head right. The other problem is, since this is so long and not a square, we have this up here that makes his whole head look different. And then you can see the tank top he's wearing. Look how much longer I put that. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to measure this square, and it's not a perfect square. Translate the dimensions to this. So he just really wants it to look like that. The other problem is he has a lot of different skin colors going on there. So that's going to be the most difficult thing, to make it look exactly like that. But I kind of like it. I'm watching these. See, these are the landscape pictures that people are coming up with. And a lot of times they don't look exactly like a photograph. See, look at these. You want to add some of your own, like, creativity into it, but he wants it to look just like that. I want to paint, just a little more blocky, and I guess what I need to work on is realism, but I'm not so much of a realist. But so I want to try this again. The other thing that made this difficult is I used oils. So I don't even really use oils. So this is so many reasons why I messed this up. And then I added more to his lips, and it was too much. So I didn't use a grid, didn't use compasses, didn't use that. Have the wrong picture, have the wrong canvas here. And then I tried to put more colors on here, and it was just not working. And then I shouldn't have used oil because, see, it's like that's not even still dry. This was like a week ago. I don't really like oils. They're just, I think that I could get better work done. This was a week ago and it's still not dry. So anyway, and it smells. It's smelling up my whole room. So it's so weird. But I would have to have my own studio if I was going to ever paint in oils. Because I can't, like, the smell is weird. And if all these paintings smelled, it would drive me nuts. But the acrylics don't smell like anything. Still, oh God, I'm sorry, it's 6 minutes. So, like I said, it was on the amber setting. Why doesn't that come through? And then, so I want to cut the canvas, use acrylics, draw the picture better. Like maybe I can put a grid. I'll have to get a grid app, and because I want to get the proportions right. He looks like a younger Chinese version of him, but I made the eyes. It's so challenging, but I need to start with the eyes. And then I should just have used a smaller brush on there. By the time I made this, I was getting frustrated, and I was just doing this with it, but I really, it's not as prominent than I was making it. And then this was so light that like if I made his skin darker, this wouldn't be so bad, but that's definitely too dark. But you can tell that his hair is, I almost got the hair right. But this is thinned out and lighter, except for that. So it's very challenging to paint this, but I'm going to try one more time, and then I'll just attempt it in another 6 months or a year. But I like this. I don't think it does have a great look of him, but it was starting to grow on me. So if I can fix that other eye, I'll just use this as something to keep and experiment on, because I think that, sorry, it's been 8 minutes. I think that I'm trying to fix this, and I'm holding back on trying really hard to fix it because I'm thinking I'm going to give this to him. So I'm trying to take less chances. What I need to do is scrape that top out. And his eyes are just really hard to paint because that one's right there. And it's almost bigger, but it looks like it's farther away. It's really weird. I wish it was more, the picture was more straight on, but I'm going to do my best on this. The other thing is I have to get the proportion right on the canvas. So what I'm going to do is take like a box cutter and turn it over and cut off that. So I'm sorry that this was 9 minutes, but that's just enough that you need to know. I was happy with the ear, and I was happy with, I got his hairline pretty good, but his face is wider there. And then again, the canvas sizes, you just can't paint all this above there without changing the whole look. And then down here, I don't see the rest of that because it's cropped. So it looks weird. So I thought about trying to fix this by cutting off this much here and right there. But that's too much work for this. I'll experiment with this on my own and then let you guys know if I can get it fixed in a while. But I'm going to go ahead and prime up a canvas. And then the other thing is I'm watching the landscape. See, the Landscape Artist of the Year. And a lot of times they start with the eyes, and they also don't paint on a white back. You know, they keep doing this all the time, and I don't know anything about painting really, but they never want to paint on a white canvas. So I always start on a white canvas. So see, like, look at these. These are portraits, and sometimes the one that wins isn't the one that looks totally like exactly like a realism. They look here. Let's try and show you another one. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for showing. I'm just stalling to let you guys know. It's called. They're not showing it. Anyway, so it's just a difficult thing. Just like I'm sorry, we're going to 11 minutes. Just like if you watch the Landscape Artist of the Year, if you watch the Landscape Artist of the Year, some of them really don't even look. I think I would be better as a landscape artist person, because you can get such different, like, you can change it a lot more and put more abstract things in it, because you really can't do too much abstract stuff with a regular person. But see, there's some. So see, look at that one. A lot of them, you know, but I think they look good like that because there's just something, you know, that you add something to it that you can't really put into words. But I'm just going to make this, and just maybe I should start out for a long time and just try to copy them as real as possible. But yeah, there's not a lot of likeness here, honestly. It looked better until I started messing with it. But yeah, so anyway, 12 minutes. Thanks for watching. We're going to try to get this better. You like my phone? It has wires to turn it on and off and turn the volume up. Okay, thank you for watching, and we'll just work on this some more. But I won't make the next videos this long. But this will be okay. Alright guys, so here's where I am with these two. So they're 11 by 11 because I cut off um, part of it. I cut off part of it to make it match that. So they don't look very good right now, but I think they'll get better. I had to, that ear was not good, so I scraped that out. And then I still need to blend the colors more and then add the facial hair. And so I'm doing two of them and just gonna let David pick whichever one he wants the most, that he likes. So I did use some, and still the eyes don't look so good because it doesn't have the, I think they'll look better. But yeah, it's hard to get the colors right. So we'll just see what happens. But I'm getting tired. But you know, even if they dry, you can always add more to them. So I'm trying to like do all this in so many hours before I go to bed. See, look how that looks will look different just by doing that. I We'll have to see how they look in when I get. They look really funny when right now, but like before I had the hair on there, it almost looked like a Simpson character because it was like the blonde hair or like the background of him. But yeah, a few more layers, more eye stuff. I'm kind of concerned about the lips. It's just hard to because he's like smiling, but like slightly. So that's difficult. Okay, all right. We'll see what happens. I'll just keep working on it. I'll just get better eventually. Okay, guys. So this is the final product here. I'm again. This is like the first picture I made of a portrait. I'm not really. I mostly just do the Sharkuses. You can see all my other paintings there and there. It's I'm just like starving for the colors. Um, so maybe I could make him more abstract, and I might do that on this one that I kind of messed up. And then there's the original one that kind of looks like a more thinner one of him. But I think David will like this one better. And then I can play around with that one. It looks so weird without eyebrows and stuff, but people look weird without eyebrows. And then this is an award for my boyfriend. So I'm tired. I've been up for so long. And I want to do 3 flowers on here, 3 little flowers because I ended up this is 11 by 11, and then this is 11 by 11, and then that's 11 by 11. So I ended up with these little pieces, and I really like these little pieces to make stuff on. What I really need to do is just get a big roll of canvas. That would be the best thing. Get a big roll of canvas, and I love these paints like that, but I should just mix my own primary colors. But I just have so many I just really like these, but I think I'd learn more. But I don't know anything about color theory. I went to school for biology and electronics and have a 2-year electronics degree. And then I have a couple classes to finish my biology degree. There's a biology book right there. That corner of that is a biology book. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry I don't do any electronics because all the electronics are over there. And I should be using that table for art. But don't give up on me. There's stuff to fix right there. So, there's a bunch of capacitors down there. There's some electronics. So, I don't know what to do. I wish I could just split myself into 2 because I like the electronics so much. I don't know how to combine them. But, yeah, I'm sorry that we're just doing art now. If you came for the electronics, we'll get there eventually. But it's just so much fun to do this. But I really do like that Sharkus. That's one of my favorite paintings, like I said. And then I found my second favorite painting. I totally forgot about this. This is the one that is oil and some acrylic. And it looks so good in person. And I like animals. I like painting animals. I don't know how successful I'll be. I think if I get any success, I should paint landscapes or abstract expressionism. But I don't know. I just like doing this. And I think with these two, sorry, with those two, since they're so small, I would like to see those bigger. The wall's not very clean. It's not. There's some paint on there. I'm getting paint on everything, you guys. It's terrible. Okay, thank you for watching. Sorry, we will do more electronics sometime. I just need to clean that area off. And let me know what kind of paintings and electronics you want me to do, and I'll try to make that happen. Alright, thanks for watching. I need to paint Paris. I like Paris.